Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and honoured guests. Please accept my warmest greetings on this day of celebration as we thank the United States Agency for International Development, USAID to most of us, for 50 years of hard work across the world. As we do so, we also celebrate the partnerships that USAID has created throughout Africa and South Africa, and these partnerships have made the world a much better place. USAID came into being on November the 3rd, 1961, and what a different world it was way back in 1961. The Cold War was increasing tensions throughout the world. The United States was deepening its involvement in Vietnam. A resolution to expel South Africa from the General Assembly of the United Nations had just failed. Nelson Mandela had not yet been arrested or sentenced to life in prison, and we in South Africa had 3 decades of injustice, violence, oppression, and resistance ahead of us. In the United States, 50 years ago this month, a federal order banning segregation on all interstate public transportation facilities went into effect. A law that came as a result of the historic Freedom Riders who rode Greyhound buses in early 1961 as part of the United States civil rights movement. It was within this changing and evolving United States, with a deepening understanding of equality and justice, that a visionary leader, President John Kennedy, signed USAID into being. We thank President Kennedy for his wisdom and foresight and his determination to make a better world. All the people are entitled to a decent way of life, he believed. It is a vision that we at UWC are deeply committed to, as we proudly walk alongside our USAID friends in our collective work to realize the President's dream.
We are confronted primarily with a moral issue. It is as old as the Scriptures and is as clear as the American Constitution.
President Kennedy's words at the founding of USAID remain prescient for our world today. He spoke of the moral obligations of a wise leader and good neighbor in the interdependent community of free nations. He believed in freedom, and he believed that widespread poverty and chaos would lead to a collapse of existing political and social structures, inevitably threatening freedom and everyone's security. So, while I thank USAID for all the wonderful good they have brought to us at UWC and to South Africa, I am worried that the 50 years ahead of us may very well be far more difficult to navigate than the 50 years behind. Our problems have become more complex as our populations have grown and our resources dwindled. The challenges that we will face in health, education, environment, governance, and social welfare will be daunting indeed. More than ever, we will need to work together, and in this, USAID has for 50 years built a global network of partners surpassed by none. So while I thank USAID for what they have done for the past 50 years, I also express the hope that USAID will remain connected to us for many years to come, and that one day people other than us will be celebrating your centenary. We express also our confidence that together with USAID's many partners, we will be able to create what needs to be created, solve what needs to be solved, build what needs to be built, and continue to make the world a better place. Thank you, USAID, and thank you, honoured guests, for being with us here tonight.